This video is sponsored by In the Zone Cards and Games, your headquarters for board games, paints, and Magic the Gathering. In the Zone Cards and Games, Ashtabula, Ohio. Hi, and welcome back to the Board Games Maelstrom. Today we're going to take a look at the board game Reef by Emerson Matsuki. And this is the same guy who brought you Century Spice Road and the two sequels to that. This game is for people 8 and up and 2 to 4 players, 35 minutes a game. And we're going to go down to the table and take a look at this and see what I think. And here we have Reef down on the table. It is set up for 4 players. Reef is a fairly simple game to understand, but it is also a harder game to learn how to master, for sure. It's set up for 4 players right now, and basically each player board takes 4 of the different pieces of coral, and they put it right in the center to set up. Everybody gets dealt 2 cards, and all the pieces are put in the middle. Here I would normally have the victory point tokens out, but that's just know that that's what they are. They're little tokens that you collect each time. Everybody gets dealt 2 cards that they can use. And basically what you do each round is you take a card from here. You can also take a card from the stack, but that card has to, if you take it from the stack, you have to put a victory point on one of the lowest value point cards. You see, these are the victory points you get for scoring them. So each turn, let's say perhaps it was this turn, and I would take this card. The first thing you do is you look at the card. You would either take it or play it. So I would take that and I would get to play it next turn. Let's say it goes around me again, it's my turn. I take it and I set that down and I play that card. That card has 2 yellows on top. Basically what you have to do is you have to take the 2 yellows and you have to place them anywhere you like. You can stack them, you can place them around. You would do this based on what you had in your hand. So if I had some things that I needed to do with yellow, I would make sure that those were put the way they are. Different cards for everything. Like this card here means whatever, it's hard to see because of the shine, whatever green reef you have, it's the amount of oranges or reds, I don't know what you would call that, I guess they're red, the amount of oranges or reds around it, and you would score 2 points for each of those. So if I placed that card and I took the 2 pieces and I decided to, let's say, stack one up here like this and put one down off to the side, and then I decided to score that, it would be the highest green stack, which to me is only 1, and every red around it would score 2 points. And there's only 1 in this case because it's the beginning of the game. It's, you know, your engine will get going, and then I would take 2 victory points and put them into my pile. So everybody would go around the table doing the same thing. Your card hand can't be any more than 4. So you could take a card, or you could play a card. And when you play a card, you play it specifically that way. You take the pieces and place them first, and then try to score whatever you can score if you can. And this would go around and around and around until either one of the colors ran out, or the pile runs out. One of the 2 things happens, and then you add up your victory points. This is a mid to light game, but there is a lot of strategy in it because you have to chain together what you have in your hand, knowing to keep it going, and when it's time to refill your hand with more cards. So basically, you have to kind of like keep your chain going, kind of keep your hand restocked with cards, and keep your plays going so that you earn the most points that you can. That's basically it. I enjoy the game. It's a little light for me, but I do enjoy it. If if this is a type of game that you like, which, you know, Emerson Matsuuchi does some good games. Century Spice Road was fine. Century Eastern Wonders was a good game. I would consider this more of a beginner. Get somebody used to the mechanics of a newer mechanic from a modern board game. And, I mean, it's very simple, and the game plays very quickly. And I would definitely give this a 3 out of 5 category Storm review. Only that 3 instead of a 4 or 5, simply because it's a little bit lighter than I want, and it tends to be, you know, sometimes it can cause AP with people. It can cause analysis. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. It's very solid gameplay, very good for beginners who are just trying to get into the modern board gaming hobby. And it's basically a very simple game that plays with a lot of strategy. I mean, you could score a few points, you could score a lot of points. It's all up to you. I want to say that we have eclipsed 100 subscribers, and I'm going to be having a contest pretty soon for a free game giveaway. So get your friends subscribed and like this video if you like the type of videos that I put out. I'm also doing playthroughs and where I teach my wife how to play certain games. But if you like this type of stuff, subscribe, like, help us out, and until next time, thanks for stopping by the Board Games Maelstrom.